Okay, welcome to another episode of the Rough and Rise podcast. Dave and Allie here.
Episode 5.
So, discussion tonight, we're going to talk about measuring success and so how we define success. Allie and I have had a little bit of conversation about that and what we've sort of come up with in our own terms. I think everyone may have a different opinion or a different measurement when it comes to defining success. And then we're going to talk about, we're going to get into a little bit of fun stuff, Bridezilla. So, yeah, we're fast approaching our wedding date, which is coming up on September 23rd. Today is August 30th. So it is fast approaching. And one of us is in a bit of a Bridezilla mode. So, and it's not Allie. But yeah, before we get into that, let's go through measuring success. So when I looked up the definition of success, there's a few things that pop up, but one of them that I wrote down that I found as a definition is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, the favorable or prosperous termination of attempts or endeavors, the accomplishment of one's goals. And I underlined that portion, the accomplishment of one's goals, because personally, I think that's a great measurement for success, or a great definition of how you would measure success, is accomplishing goals. And then definition of a successful person, sort of come up with someone who sets and achieves goals. And again, just falls in line with my personal beliefs, or our personal beliefs, with when it comes to measuring success. I think initially, anytime we talk about measuring success, I think for the most part, or we talk about a successful person, what it means for someone to be successful, right off the bat, we tend to have a monetary association with it. So we think about a financial value or a financial aspect to it. When you talk about, that, that person's very successful, that person's done this or that. But there seems to be, more of a monetary association with it, right?
Yeah, that was my first, like when we were camping and you asked me about this, that was my first, it came to mind first, but then I sort of thought about, not because that's what I value, but I think just growing up, that was sort of what we were taught as being successful.
Yeah, somehow it just,
I don't know, somehow it got into my brain. Success equals money or something like that. Was those two things went together.
Yeah.
I don't believe that anymore, certainly, but it definitely popped into my head quite quickly when we first started talking about this when we were camping.
Yeah, I think that's the natural gravitation when people hear success or measuring success. I think it does come with that monetary association with it, that if someone's successful, they've done well financially, and they have wealth financially. But personally, I think success can come from wealth in many other aspects. And again, I think I measure success more in connections that I've made with people, and connecting with their lives and in meaningful ways. That's how I like to look at measuring success. And part of not associating it with a financial aspect or monetary is maybe because I don't have any. It could be the other. That could be the other part of it, is that I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that as a measurement of success, because it's not part of.
Because I can't relate to it.
Yeah, exactly. But that being said, I still think that if we talked about one another ourselves, I think overall, big picture, I would say that we are successful in the fact that we have a roof over our head, we have food in our fridge, and we have great people around us, and we're functioning in careers or jobs. So if you want to stick a financial and monetary aspect to it, I would say that even in that sense, we're we're successful.
Okay.
We're doing okay. But so yeah, we'll throw the question out to sort of others listening and want to comment or get back to us on it. On how do you measure success? What do you use to measure success?
Mm-hmm. Or what does success mean to you? What does
Right.
it look like to you?
Yeah. Is it do you value and measure it with time, people, finances, money, career, accomplishments, and again, personally, I think it is all encompassing. I really,
I think it's all of those things.
exactly, and I really think that that definition that I started with, the accomplishment of one's goals. I think if you're continuing to set goals and you're continuing to achieve those goals, personally, I would say that you're succeeding, and you're succeeding in life. You're winning in life. So I think that's a really key aspect to measuring success is those goals that you're continuing to set and that you're continuing to achieve. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do actually. I agree with what you said. I have a question for you. Do you, when you achieve any of your goals or little wins or anything like that, do you take a moment or a pause to celebrate those? And if so, how do you do that?
Great question. I think I do. Even if it's not visibly shown or seen that I am celebrating those goals, I think personally the sense of accomplishment. I think that's the celebration that I'm having for myself. And then in other areas or other aspects, depending on the goal that I've set out to achieve, I think naturally sometimes it can come with a celebratory factor, right? So if it's for example, if it's a fitness goal that I've set out to achieve or a sports goal, and the goal was to, win first place in this competition, or win a medal or win a prize or something like that. And if that goal has been achieved and that physical aspect is now in my hands, or I've achieved that goal, then there's some visual celebration there, because I'm celebrating maybe with a medal around my neck or a first place ribbon or something along those lines. So I think the celebration can happen then, and then even for the most part, to answer your question a little further, I think goals that I've achieved or set out to achieve, and if I do achieve them, I like to share that with other people that maybe are also setting goals and achieving goals. So I like to share those little accomplishments. And
help
wins.
like maybe lift them up or give them a little inspiration. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then even for myself to sort of continue on to, look towards the next goal or set the next goal and set the bar higher. But yeah, also to be surrounded in that positive outcome and that positive mindset that, I did what I set out to do. I had a goal and game plan, and I followed it through, and achieved it. And here I am sharing it. So, yeah. Other thoughts or questions?
No, that pretty much answered it. Do you? Okay, no, actually, I take back what I said. Do you, or have you ever struggled with taking a pause and giving yourself a pat on the back or celebrating your goal or little win, or does it come easily and naturally to you?
Another great question.
Yeah, I know. I got my brain
full of them tonight.
Finally,
I think circumstance can sometimes dictate how I go about whether I do take that pause to, have that moment to celebrate and or whether there's something else that needs to be achieved right after, and I don't take the pause and I continue on because there's maybe a bigger accomplishment yet to happen. So I do think it's kind of circumstantial, whether I take the pause or not, and whether I do allow myself to celebrate. So I also think there's an association that can be made with success with time, like how you're spending your time, and that quality time in life. So whether you're spending it surrounded with people that are setting goals and they're goal oriented. Or if you're, maybe in a bit of a rut and you're just kind of spending too much time on the couch or procrastinating, putting things off, and those goals are there, but they're not getting checked off the checklist or ticked off the checklist. So you may not be, succeeding in the moment as far as getting towards those goals because your time is not being used as efficiently as it should be. So I think you can use time, and that, whether it's quality time or not, as a measurement of success as well.
For sure.
Thoughts on that?
No.
Right on through. Exactly. The other thing that I had down or noted was I also think that success can come in incremental phases or in periods of time as well. I don't think there can be a broad terminology or a broad aspect of talking about success, like as an overall picture of your life, sort of like, yes, I've achieved this. I went through my educational phase, and then I got a career, and then I got a family, and then I got a house, and I got this, and I did all this in order. And so, I aged, and down the road, my life is, would be termed as successful. But then there's a lot of little periods of time or little phases along the way that you can use to measure success and have varying degrees of success, and those should be celebrated equally as well. Just those small steps to get you to the bigger picture. So I really do think that people should be celebrating the small steps along the way to the bigger goal. And again, just achieving those small goals that you set out for yourself, I think that's a great measurement of success. And I think it just leads into, it's like an addictive sort of trait that you just want more goals to set and more goals to achieve. I know personally, when I start setting goals and I'm achieving them, it only opens up the door for, okay, what's next on the agenda? What am I going to tick off next? So,
and the small goals lead to the bigger goal of success or whatever, if that's how you want to measure it. Mm-hmm. But you need those little goals to get you towards whatever it is you're working towards.
Absolutely. Yeah, but again, I personally, I think I would like to think that I measure success in people I surround myself with, and again, the connections that I make to individuals, and then even as a whole in within my community where I physically live, but also my community that I'm connected with outside of my physical living space. So. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
The reason I ask about the pausing to celebrate the little wins and that kind of thing is because it's something I struggle with a little bit, for sure. It's like almost like, and my sister actually got me thinking about this. We were doing like a coaching call a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about this year I'll be coming up to 10 years of working for myself. Mm-hmm. And she's like, that's a big deal. Have you like stopped to think about like what an accomplishment that is? And I was like, no, not at all, because I'm just like onto the net. Like I'm already thinking past that instead of stopping to sell it however I want to celebrate it, like whether or not it's like, oh, good job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really has kind of got me thinking, I don't know how I'm going to celebrate it, but it kind of got me thinking about that's like kind of a big deal.
It is.
But had she not asked me that, it probably wouldn't have occurred to me to even stop for a second.
Right.
To even register that, even just to myself, like not to make a big like fuss about it, but do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So it kind of got the wheels spinning, and then like, okay. And then because we've been talking about success and how to measure it and what does it mean to you. And I think it kind of lines up with like what your core values are too, because for me now, how I'm kind of thinking about success, like today, for example, is I would consider today a successful day. I got to go to a job that I love, work with great clients, help them and their dogs, I got to be outside. We got time together this afternoon goofing around doing Bridezilla things, which if I worked a regular traditional 9 to 5 job, I would have came home tired and we wouldn't have had that time because you were off today. So that was like, I got home at like 2 this afternoon and we've been hanging out pretty much all afternoon, joking around. So I would say, yes, today was a successful day and I got my workout in this morning.
Yeah.
So yes, because those are all the things that are really important to me and to my core values, to do that so that I have a healthy mindset and stuff like that. So it's all interconnected, but none of that really had anything to do with money, which I'm very glad about. Exactly. I mean, I was at work, but it didn't feel like work because I love it.
Right.
So
and there's another, opportunity or measurement of success is that, the thing that is bringing you financial gains, you love to do it. So it's obviously it's a win-win, right? So there's great success in that because you're able to go to work and love what you do, not see it as just, slugging through a job just to bring in a paycheck. You actually, enjoy what you're doing. So, and I'm glad you brought up the fitness aspect and getting back to what, your core values are.
Yeah, because it kind of, I think to me anyways, I can tie it all back kind of, it's all interconnected to each other, right? I mean, you miss a workout, it's not the end of the world, but for me, if I miss 2 days in a row, that is hard for me to miss 2 days in a row of a workout. Mentally, it's hard for me.
Right.
Yeah. So, and this morning, when my alarm went off, I didn't want to go to my workout. I almost called in sick. But I knew I would instantly regret that and wouldn't be able to get back to sleep anyways. So I showed up at my workout and I said, I'm grumpy.
But you showed up and you got after it. I showed up
and we worked out and we were all laughing by the end and it was all good.
Right.
So, yeah.
And there's that discipline component as well.
Yes.
You're disciplined to get up and get after it.
Yes. And the accountability because I was meeting my trainer today. So that helped for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, all just leading towards the bigger picture of leading into a successful day.
Yeah.
And again, that, ties back into those small increments that you can measure success in, not necessarily the grand scheme of, bigger accomplishments or bigger things in life, but just day by day, you can easily measure success and various successes within the day as well. Started out with your day, you got to work out in, boom, there's success right there. Yeah. So, or, how you could measure success. So awesome. I'm glad you threw those points out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready to move on to the funness of wedding planning and wedding topics?
Planning with Bridezilla.
Yeah. So apparently that's the terminology that I've been blessed with is Bridezilla.
I would like to start by saying I mean Bridezilla, like Dave is being wonderful. It's not like he's being mean about being in Bridezilla. It's just that he is so into planning our wedding that I had to name him Bridezilla because he knows all the details.
It comes with an endearing.
It is, yes.
Yeah, name to it or ring to it.
It's said with love.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm not ashamed to say I've had a great time planning the wedding. I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. I tackled it. I took it on as a mission from the proposal on of once we landed on a date and locked the photographer down, because those are kind of the key components. Well, locking a photographer down, because you have to book so far in advance these days because they're so busy. And then so photographer and venue are probably the two key components to. I'm just giving some wedding planning lessons now.
I know. Well, your third career in life could be a wedding planner.
Wedding planner.
Yeah, I already have a couple people who've asked me about, could you plan their parties for them? So
weddings done right by Dave.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Business cards soon to come.
I can hardly wait. You're going to get an order into the print shop ASAP.
That's right.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I say, I treated it like a mission. So I wrote out all the tasks that needed to be completed with timelines, and then just got after it and started making things happen, and it's been kind of fun. Yeah. First,
right. I think they want to hear some Bridezilla stories.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'll throw some Bridezilla stories out
Okay.
there.
There's so many. Where could I begin? Well, today, for example, here's a little tidbit is at about 3 p.m., the dog started barking because we got a delivery that Dave had ordered from Amazon. And I said, "Ooh, Dave, what is it?" And he got all excited and opened it up. And it was an adorable little basket for the flower girl.
Yeah, it was the flower girl basket.
It was.
That,
And he picked it
I
up by
ordered
himself.
a couple days ago. Yeah.
I didn't even see a picture of it. I honestly wouldn't even have thought to order one. We would have just, Harper would have just carried a bouquet like the rest of us.
Right.
But because you go the extra mile, she can throw them out of this cute
flower girl basket. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another this is one of my most favorite examples is our florist is a friend of mine, and they have an amazing farm out in the country near us. And I was there visiting one day, and we were talking a little bit about the wedding flowers and stuff. And Dave and her have only met, I think, maybe one time briefly in real life.
Yeah.
And I was telling our florist about how you're being Bridezilla, and she was asking me questions about the flowers and what did I want them to look like. And I was like, I don't know, just whatever you bring will be great because they're all beautiful to me. Like, I don't know anything about flowers, and I'm not too fussy. And Emma asked if she could just speak to Dave directly because she was not mad, but I didn't know any of the answers to her questions. So she wanted to talk to Dave because he has a vision. Yeah. And it was just easier to go straight to him instead of through me.
Yeah. And so we have since connected numerous times, including today, actually, to discuss timings on when flowers are going to arrive and at which location and what they're going to include. And yeah, so
it's going to be a surprise for me.
Yeah. I think a lot of the wedding might be a surprise.
I know.
For example, what did you ask me this afternoon?
Oh, yeah. We were going over the wedding itinerary for the whole day. Dave has it typed out, and I had to read it aloud. And I asked him, what time does our wedding start? 3 o'clock, right?
Right.
I got it right. I mean, I knew what time it started.
Yeah. The fact that you asked it as a question was a little concerning. Yeah.
Somebody will get me there on time.
Yeah. I'll be there.
I'm never late, so I will be on time.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I had a schedule of events, 48 hours before the big day. So because a lot of things are going to happen on Thursday before the wedding, and then the Friday, and then wedding day, and it all has to be strategically planned out and timed out.
Down to the hour.
Down to the checklist.
Down to the
item.
Quarter after a time.
Yeah. So I operate in military time, so all my timings are, on the 24-hour clock. So Allie had a very charming way of describing the
if
schedule
you'd like to
of
see
events.
One of the videos, Dave has them posted on his Instagram.
Yeah. I've never heard of the timing 17.10 hours. It translates to 1710 hours, but anyways.
You know what? It was so ridiculous. I had to make it more ridiculous.
No, that's
I was having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, she was. Sure was. Yeah. But it's been enjoyable, the whole process. So I've been having fun playing it all out. We have venues, sort of in order.
What do you mean, sort of? It's in order.
It's in order. Yeah. And then, caterers all set up, DJs all set up, photographers set up. It's just a bunch of little decorating stuff. And there's a room next to us that's actually my storage area for our wedding decorations and supplies. And I keep adding to it. And every once in a while, Allie will come in the room and discover 3 or 4
Where did this come from?
items, that she's never
buying
seen.
Stuff off Marketplace and going to pick it up and then putting it in the room. So he's like showing me stuff. I'm like, where did you get all this stuff? Yeah. Oh, just from Marketplace.
It's great deals. People have weddings and
then they sell
they don't
stuff.
know. Yeah, exactly. Like, what are they going to do with this stuff? Yeah. They're going to use it again. So sell it off, and I pick it up for pretty much brand new.
Yeah. Something else. If you guys haven't noticed, Dave is long-winded. And we were talking about our speeches, and I said, "Don't worry, Dave. I'll make sure you don't talk for too long. You know, people will be ready to get partying by that time in the evening." And he said, "It's my party, and I'll talk as long as I want to."
That's true.
So,
that's true. I did.
There you go. You heard it from Dave.
I did say that.
It is his party, and we are all just going to be there.
Yeah.
My other like favorite Bridezilla story is that we're having an archway made by some of our friends to get married under, which is going to be super lovely. And Dave, this is a couple months ago, Dave wanted to look at a couple of examples of archways so we could see, you know, what we liked and to send them some ideas. And I said, well, we'll just look at Pinterest on my phone. And he said, no, I don't want to see it on your phone. I want to look at it on the computer. It'll be bigger, it'll be easier to see. So he gets the laptop, he gets it all on here. Then he discovers that Pinterest on a laptop is actually very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, well, we'll do my phone. And he said, no, I'm just going to get my own Pinterest account on my own phone.
So, which is also true. So probably 3 times a day, I get Pinterest notifications on wedding decor updates and wedding planning updates. So.
And I don't follow you on Pinterest because it's just too much.
I don't think anyone follows me on Pinterest. I didn't know personally that you could follow anyone
Oh,
on
okay.
Pinterest.
So you didn't know.
I just follow things.
Okay.
Actually, I think we have one friend out east that's coming to the wedding, and I think she may follow me on Pinterest. Yeah, because we talked about when I first got it, how to sort of use it.
Oh, she gave you a lesson? I could have given you a lesson.
She may have. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
Anyways, so that was the first time I realized that people follow other people on
Pinterest. Yeah. So Dave has Pinterest because he's Bridezilla, and I mean the examples like go on, and I had said I was going to write all these things down so I would remember them for my speech at the wedding, which I didn't write any of them down. And I just periodically remember them and blurt them out to people because it's funny. Yeah.
No, I'm having a good time with it. Pinterest has been a big help with how I envision things to be set up and the decorations, and it's gonna be good. It'll be a fun surprise. I don't know what Allie's gonna look like in her wedding dress because I have not seen the wedding dress, and I've chosen not to see it until the reveal.
Going very traditional in that regard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No sneak peeks.
No, it'll be a good time. But
my only goal is to make Dave cry when I walk down the aisle.
I won't cry.
Yeah, you will.
I won't cry. But
all right, well.
You will when I give my my amazing speech. I might go
You're
on
probably
for
not going to cry about
30
mine.
or 40 minutes long, but
mine's about 10 words.
Right. Do you? Oh yeah, I was going to say. You did read out some of the schedule of events for. But it's been fun keeping Allie up to date on things that are transpiring, places that she needs to be, and things that she needs to do. And the harpist was another surprise for you.
We were eating dinner, and you casually said, "Oh, I have to go meet the harpist or something."
No, my father and I were going to hear
a
couple musicians, and one of them was harpist.
Yeah, but you said it like as if it was already a decided thing, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Harpist for what? And you were like, for our wedding.
Yeah, so my father brought me. He's a musician here in town, and so he brought me out one night to go hear violinist and harpist play together, which was amazing, really, really talented. But I loved the sound of the harp on its own, so I thought for the ceremony that would be a unique and great addition. So now we have a harp playing at our ceremony, which is going to be just great. So
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It was just that like everything is just sort of a surprise for me because you decide it and then just like tell me about it after, which is fine because I don't have. I mean, it's great for me because I don't have to plan. Like I can plan stuff. I've planned things before, events and stuff, but because you love doing it, I'm just letting you go for it.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
Like today you asked me my opinion for something, and when I gave it, you didn't really like what I picked. And I'm like, why did you even bother asking? It was a cake topper. We were looking at cake toppers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The one that I liked, I could tell by your reaction that you didn't like it, and then you did pick a different one.
Allie knows the pause in my response. And if there's just the slightest pause, then that's my tell that maybe I don't like it.
Too bad.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You don't have any other Bridezilla?
No, I think those are all the main ones that are popping to mind. Can you think of any?
No. I did want to bring up. I thought I found it very entertaining or hilarious that we just came back from a trip up north to my hometown of Englehart for weekend camping. Usually go up every summer and spend some time with friends that are still up there, and I love the area. So we just came back, and I think it was while we were up there, we were walking around, and I just discovered at that moment that the year before, the last summer that we were up there, Allie was expecting, or somewhat expecting, that I was going to propose up there on that camping trip. And so also discovered that she was rather disappointed that that I didn't. And I mean, thinking back, there was probably some quiet time in the car, or a period where I may have questioned, if you were all right, if you're how your mood. I probably.
What's your favorite place on earth? I thought if Dave's going to propose, it'll be in Englehart. We only go up once a year. What did you think I was going to think?
I don't know, but I did.
Kept that secret for a whole year.
She did. She kept that from me for an entire year, and then we were back up there camping, and she decided to inform me that she thought I was going to propose the last time we were up there, and she was a little disappointed that I didn't. So, but it had to be a complete surprise, and it almost was. It almost was, except I have a bad habit of leaving my email open on our computer. And so just before we went away for our weekend in Niagara Falls, where I proposed, I think it was like 2 or 3 days before, the ring was being sized, and an email notification popped up on the computer that I received an email from the jeweler that the ring was ready to be picked up. So I had a little bit of an idea that there was going to be a proposal coming, so it wasn't a complete surprise. But
he also had the ring for like a year, so it wasn't a complete surprise.
Yeah, there's that aspect.
There was that aspect of it too.
Yeah. But yeah, for anyone out there that's looking to plan a wedding or propose and then plan a wedding, yeah, by all means, feel free to hit me up with any questions. I've got everything tracked on the computer, from the supplies needed, and then the expenses put out, and then the whole timeline and everything. So it's all there, ready to go. Yeah. But again, it's been pretty fun, and I'm pretty sure that the day is going to go off with a success. We'll measure it as a successful day.
Yes. If by the end of the day we're married, it will be a success.
Exactly.
All the random funny things are going to happen along the way, because you can't plan for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But because it is well planned, we'll be able to just adapt and pivot and move forward.
That's right. I'm a big visionary person. I visualize outcomes. So I really do have to put myself in check, and especially day of, and just wake up and enjoy whatever transpires minute to minute, and enjoy it all, and let it happen how it's going to happen, and not try and
don't overthink it.
Go for the visualization that I've had all along, and just enjoy each moment.
Yeah, I hope we can all live up to.
I know, yeah.
When I say we, I mean me.
Yeah, well, you already have, so you don't have to worry there. Yeah. Just please show up at 3 p.m.
I'll be there.
And it'll be a success.
You won't even recognize me. I'll have my hair done, makeup, dress.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll know it's you, but
yeah.
Well, amazing.
Yeah, we wanted to just have a little bit of fun with this one, because we talk about some pretty serious stuff over here, which is the point of this podcast. But also at the same time, it's fun to just chill out a little bit.
Yeah, and it's still another aspect of rising out of our comfort zones, because I never thought I'd be a wedding planner, and I've risen out of that comfort zone. That's for sure. So,
and I'm not having any anxiety about being the center of attention for that moment. So
that's right.
That's good.
Yeah, we're going to be in a room full of people with great energy, and all of them achieving great things and setting goals, and just it's going to be a great atmosphere. So couldn't ask for anything better, really.
It's going to be so fun.
So fun. Yeah. So again, back to measuring success. And I wrote down at the end, successful wedding planner, weddings done right by Dave.
Oh, yeah, you've got it all.
That's that's going to be my legitimate business in the future.
Hashtag Kerwin wedding.
That's right. That's it. Yeah.
We're going to do our quote.
We will do our quote. Yeah. We'll kind of wrap things up. A little shorter session tonight, but again, just a lot of fun and a little lighthearted and not as serious as a discussion.
Yeah. And I just want to say, or we want to say, thanks so much for all the support. This is episode 5, and we've been getting really good feedback. So keep the feedback coming, because it means that we can do better next time. If there's things that we want to improve on, or you need us to improve on, we want to know about it. And if you have a comment, you can follow us on Instagram at Rock and Rise Podcast.
And YouTube as well.
And YouTube as well.
Podcast,
And our email is rockandrise@gmail.com.
Excellent. Yeah. And by all means, we would love to hear feedback on this sort of measuring success and how you personally measure success, what you see as success in your world, so in your life. So by all means, reach out to us. So quote that we're going to leave you with. We're going to go with a little true love. So what is true love? True love is your soul's recognition of its counterpoint in another. And if you don't know what movie that came from, I highly recommend you watch Wedding Crashers.
It's a great movie.
Because it's a great movie. And saw it on a bumper sticker. So
amazing.
That's it. Yeah. Well, that's all for this episode. So join us on the next episode, and keep following along.
Next episode, we hope to be talking to Dave's sister about living with pain. Right? Is that what we're talking about?
That'll be the discussion.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, living with pain. Sometimes it's physical pain, and other times it's not seen as obvious. So we'll get into that topic when it comes. Awesome.
Later in September.
That's right. After we get married.
Maybe before.
Okay. Well,
we'll see.
We got a lot going on.
All right. Dave doesn't think we can do it, but we can.
All right. Well, until the next time. Everyone have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.